right. Well, good morning. It's another great Saturday morning here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we're here together as session number 2 of Find Your Song, Sing Your Song, and Live Your Song. And last week we really focused quite a bit on the idea of finding your song, which is really related to your Friday night essence. And it really is related to passion, purpose, and mission for you. And we're trying to bring these things out of people. Dig this stuff out of yourself and get over your fear of letting people know who you really are and what you're really all about. Because some of us really have a pretty strong mission out here that we're on. And this mission, we have got to be able to reach out to other people, heart to heart, and be able to bring them out of whatever darkness they have been stuck in, and be able to show them a new direction, a light-filled direction, a positive-filled direction. We talk a lot in some circles about the civilization of the universe, or the 12 visions, things that when Don ran for governor in 2012, when we would tell people, we would show people, we actually had a postcard that had the 12 visions listed on it. And when people would read that, you'd see their eyes light up. It's an amazing thing when they go, yes, this is what we're supposed to have. This is what we're supposed to do. And it's like, yeah, you're right. This is it. And so people that we were able to touch and show them that we were carrying a vision like that, they got excited because they know that in their hearts, they have some of that vision too. So that's my purpose of this training, and especially with the group that we started with here in this particular training. That's why I'm so glad that I have the ability to easily record this training, because even those who are running and having to do some things other than being here right now, I'm just grateful that we can share this and make sure that people are seeing this and understanding this as a way to make sure that more people have the ability to reach out and find those people that are looking for us. Because I truly believe there's a lot of them now, and given who knows what happens today, some of you may or may not be aware that there's been some big predictions about today as related to things in the book of Revelations in the Bible. And while I do not believe that somebody's just going to come along and blow up the planet, I do believe that today could be a significant, shall we call it, energy shifting day that could actually open more people up to what we're talking about and who we are and the messages that we're wanting to bring to the public. So that's just some food for thought, some things to think about today. But I really want to start, and Mr. Stedman, since you're the main guy here today, I hope it doesn't feel like I'm picking on you, but I wouldn't be doing this to anybody who comes. So I'm really curious. Last week, you did get a worksheet called Discovering Who I Am, and would really love to know, did you ever do anything with that worksheet? Did you ever try to answer the questions on there? And one of them you've probably already kind of answered previously for me anyway, but the other ones I'm very curious
about. I actually just looked at it today, Shan. I got back there off the email you sent me and looked at it today. After this, I'll go in there and fill it all out after this so I could be prepared for next meeting. But I didn't see it in the last email, but this email, I just opened it up and boom, it was right there. It's your why, your purpose, why you're doing what you're doing. That was the first.
There's 2 different worksheets. I sent you a new one today, which is the one that you need to have filled out for next week. But the one that was in last week's email, the same email that gave you the link to the training, that's got the 4 questions that are so important for everybody to work on answering. So I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot and ask you to talk off the top of your head because you're a brilliant kind of guy, and I know you can do this.
Okay.
So and one of the questions I had asked on Facebook recently, you saw it. You've kind of tried to create your own version of it. So, but off the top of your head, just think about what's in your heart for a minute. Think about what it is that the creator might have brought you here to do. And just tell me in his however you feel led to answer, if you had the closet full of money and you knew you never had to work again because all your needs and desires were met, what would you be doing with your time?
Wow. Well, if I had all the money that I could ever use, I would never have to worry about it. I would spend my time working on my own spiritual self and helping others get up to the same level, because now I have the time to actually work on myself. I'm not working on everybody else's things. I'm working on myself. And by bettering myself, I'd be able to offer other people the ability to, grow within themselves too.
Wow. So what I just heard you say, if I may paraphrase, is that you not only would be working on developing yourself more at a spiritual level, but you would like to help other people develop at that level too.
Absolutely, yes.
Cool. So that's it. And now that is probably the most direct and profound thing I've heard you say when I've asked that question before. So congratulations. See, you connected, because that's one of the secrets of really understanding about finding your song. Your song is not just about you. We were designed with a song in our heart that is meant to benefit us and others.
Yes.
So congratulations, because you made that connection right there. And that's really important. And I want you to hold on to that because I think it's really, really, really significant. Because that's the biggest challenge we have on the planet today right now is most people are in denial that we even have a spiritual self. So the fact that you know it, the fact you want to develop it, and the fact that you want to help others develop it is huge.
Yes. Okay? Thank you.
So that's a good one. So now let's go to the second question on that sheet, because you've kind of hit on this a little bit in the past before. But again, I want you to just kind of consciously connect to your heart for a second and just, again, think about, is there something in your past? Is there a story in your heart that if you were to share it, you could be helping others to be able to have hope and possibly even overcome a difficult time in their life?
Yes. Let's see. Well, I've realized that families aren't really close. There's a lot of families that are always distant from one another. And, I was getting that way with my mom. And, she passed away, but I was with her for the last 4 years that she was alive. But what it showed me was that I had a connection with my mom that was just unreal. So I realized that late too, after she passed. I was like, wow, we just had a connection that was insane. So if I could help people to realize, always stick to your family, your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, stay close because that's what counts. And we only get one mom, we only get one dad. And if everybody could just realize the connection that you have with your mom, because you come from your mom. My mom helped me in so many different ways, but I was just so oblivious. I didn't realize back then, and it took me a while to realize it. So if I could help everybody just realize sticking close to family is a very important, very important.
Wow. Okay, so again, You know, we've asked these questions many, many times, but Donald, I've never heard you verbalize that before. So I want you to understand that you're connecting. You're definitely giving some incredible insights right now to what your personal song is all about. That's amazing. And I think that's so powerful because you're right. There are so many families out here that are broken up. I mean, divorces are at an all-time high. A lot of young people don't even believe in marriage anymore because of it. And there is a lot of disrespect in families for parents. There's a lot of not understanding that goes on. So, you know, the fact that you recognize that, and the fact that, you know, and I don't even remember how old were you when your mom passed?
Yeah, see, I try to forget about all of that, and I guess I shouldn't, Shan, but I don't like to think about the date exactly. But
I know, I know. I didn't know if you were like still in your teens or your 20s or, you know.
no, I was there. She died in 2000. I was just at her grave the other day because I go there all the time just to sit with her and stuff. 2006 is when she passed away.
Okay, okay. So, you know, and obviously, I mean, our subconscious mind does try to wall off those kinds of things because they are painful and we try to avoid the pain when in fact the pain actually, I believe, allows us to access a place of love that most people don't ever access. So,
Right,
you know, I mean, I know, I think that whole story for you is probably huge because there's a lot of people who have either lost parents at a young age or just too late recognize that they could have had an opportunity to build a relationship with their parents. At least you weren't too late. You know,
right.
that's the beautiful piece, is that I don't know what triggered things for you that you suddenly became closer to her. I don't know if it was because she had illness or whatever, but you at least had the opportunity to build that relationship, which obviously by the time she passed had great meaning for you.
Wow.
So,
Yes.
you know, understand there's a lot of people dying young these days. There's a lot of people who have lost parents pretty young. There are a lot of people who don't appreciate parents. Can you imagine that your story might bring hope and inspiration and healing to some other people?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you know, so why are we so afraid to share some of that with other people?
It's the fear that we have of, what they're going to say. Instead of being scared of your own self, just let it out, and just be free to feel the way you want to feel. And
Mhm.
people will see it. See, people are just afraid. I mean, just be you. People will enjoy you being you and not trying to be fake. Just be you. That's the whole thing. And people will see it. They will realize.
Oh, I agree totally. And again, you know, just understand one of the things that I think we're lacking in a huge way on the planet right now is hope. We don't have enough hope on the planet because mostly because the media and all these other entities are out here feeding us this constant diet of despair and negativity and let's be angry at everybody. And so that's why if we really want to move the 12 visions movement forward, we've got to be the hope people. And that's why it drives me nuts that Rick Mabe's not here because he actually is calling himself a hope coach. And he's come up with a whole acronym around hope. And so to me, that's one of the biggest things that, you know, hope, love, faith, you know, joy, we're the ones who need to be the ones out here bringing this to people and utilizing this because think about this. People don't listen to everybody. But do you think they listen to people who have gone through something that they've been through?
Yes, yes. Yeah, because we all have similar things that has happened in our lives.
Exactly, exactly. So, and this is one of the reasons that I'm sure that Don and I have kind of taken up going out here and working with people in the low income communities, because it weren't that long ago we lost everything. We know what it's like to get stuck in the poverty trap and fight your way back out of it. So that's why we're putting our message out there. That's why we're doing a lot of those kinds of things, is because we've been there. Not to mention that Don grew up in the poverty trap, basically government owned housing and stuff like that. So we're able to speak to people and they trust us when we talk about it, because they can feel that we're being truthful. We've been there.
Right.
So, we all have groups of people that we can reach out to based on our personal experiences that will be more likely to listen to us than other people will. So just understand the fact that you've done so much spiritual development and you want to help other people to develop spiritually, that's part of your song. And then the whole idea of, broken families that are not close, that are not coming together, families that aren't communicating with each other. And oh my goodness, what about young people who've lost a parent, whether it be a mother or a father? We've got a lot of people who've never even gotten to know their fathers out here. There's huge numbers of those, and I don't know if that's part of your story or not. But it's, those are all people that if you come out here and start being willing to be just a little bit vulnerable, and you don't have to tell all the gory details of stuff, but just letting people have some hope over, hey, I wasn't close to my mom for a long time, but then this happened in my world and I felt like I needed to get close to her. And I'm so glad I did. And I had this loving relationship, and she's still a big influence on my life, even today, even though she's gone.
Yes, she's with me in spirit, Shan.
Exactly, exactly. And you know this. And so, being willing to share a little bit of your story in that arena, you're going to be able to attract people that I can't attract. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. And you're going to find that other people, as they hear some of your story and they want to learn from you about, healing that parent relationship, now you may find other people who want to get involved in doing something similar. You could end up with a whole tribe of people you're working with that are out here healing their relationships and helping other people to do it. Those are the kinds of teams that I'm encouraging people to put together. People who have a similar song as yours, and it's usually because they've been through some similar crap as you have.
Right.
That makes sense?
That makes sense, Shan.
Okay. And so, and sometimes our hobbies or our projects that we do on the side, sometimes those have a place in our song or our Friday night essence. I don't know. Do you have any? I'm not sure I've ever heard you talk about any projects. You're either working or, well, you like playing golf. We know that. And you run your business. You got any other hobbies you like out there?
Hobbies like fun, going out doing things, or what?
Well, it can be, but it also could be, I mean, have you ever spent time, even in a creation kind of hobby? Anything where you've ever done gardening, or you've ever done, I don't know, anything where you're using your hands as a hobby to create something, I guess.
Creativeness. Yeah, I mean, I love the outdoors. I love, like you said, planting stuff, gardening. I mean, there's pretty much, nothing I can say I dislike. I enjoy everything, but being outside and being around nature, and, that's probably one of my things that I enjoy doing.
Awesome. So is that where the golf fits in too, or is there something else about golf that you like?
Golf. I love golf because it just puts me, when I'm there, I can, when I go golf and I can feel myself, it's like, wow, I'm here. And if it's with being within nature, doing something I enjoy doing, it gives me a really good feeling just being out there, you know.
I gotcha. Actually, that's why I like golf too. I really stink at it, but I absolutely love being on a golf course out there. I don't know why.
It's got that certain feeling to it. I haven't really got to the point where I can explain it, but I think it's just maybe being out with your friend, your husband, your family, somebody with you where you're, you know, enjoying the day, even though you're not shooting that good, you can
Mhm.
still enjoy the day and enjoy just being out in nature, you know. So it's a win-win situation. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's exactly what I end up liking about it too. So yeah, there's a lot of those different things that you just kind of know that you enjoy in your spirit. You know, if they can come together in something like that, that's a great thing. But you know, I always encourage people to think about those things because, you know, there's some people who find a lot of healing from doing planting and of things and gardening and stuff. I'm horrible with that stuff. I've got the biggest brown thumb on the planet. But Don has always done extremely well with that kind of stuff when he's decided to do it. But you know, so if that stuff you enjoy, if being in nature is stuff and you enjoy, even the golfing, I mean, think about that. Is there anything you could be doing with those hobbies of yours that would allow you to end up building something where you're helping other people heal spiritually and heal family relationships using some of these things that you just really like? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, that's you know, something else to think about because these are things that are unique to you. And goodness, I mean, there's people who have created outdoor programs to help people with healing processes. And you know, there's all kinds of possibilities there that may or may not make sense to you at some point in time, but just understand there may be a really cool vision for you out here that you just haven't really wrapped your arms around yet in a way that you can be helping other people. And I think you've got some very cool pieces to the puzzle here. So the last piece of the puzzle is the one that just says, and again, um, just kind of connect to your heart again and think about this, you know, and I probably know what some of these answers might look like, but just think about, is there stuff going on out here that when you hear about it, see it, think about it, that it just makes you either really, really sad or it makes you really angry?
Yes, I mean, we get bombarded with things on an everyday basis. I mean, and it
What?
seems like everybody wants to focus on the negative, the dark side, because it's so embedded into us. There is another side to it, love and light. But
Mm-hmm.
why do we go to the dark and the, you know, the negative? It's because it's been ingrained in us. We have this big ball of energy that's negative, and we got to turn that ball into positive. It's going to take a little work because it's been ingrained into us, but it is possible that you can get out of that trap and start evolving and building within yourself
Well,
and
there
help
you go.
others.
There you go. And that relates right back to what you would most want to be doing, which is helping people develop spiritually, right?
Yes, 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 because that would help the whole world if everybody was on the same page and we're all working with frequencies, vibrations, and energies, and they're just not all kind of thoughts going on. They're kind of similar. Imagine what we would be able to do just automatically if everybody was on that same page.
Exactly, exactly. And so that's the whole point. That's what I'm trying to bring together under the banner of iClub. And for me personally, and for Don, I mean, we have a three-pronged approach. We've got iClub, we've got Legal Shield, and now we've got Youngevity. And to me, those are the three main companies that I want to be partnered with in the pursuit of health, wealth, and peace. So understand that iClub is playing a huge role in this because iWebitool gives us the ability to build, and I want you to try to picture this in your mind because I know you're going to get this. As we build a team of people who are all using iWebitool and who are learning how to sing this song about, for you, it's about developing spiritually. It's about healing families. It's about being able to stop people from being focused in the negativity and in the dark and start creating the positive and the light. Do you understand that every single person that we get using iWebitool and creating a video that is about hope and love and light and healing, that we are creating a new energy that will expand?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Shannon. I agree with that 100%. Because like you always said, people have similar stories. And when you have a video out there, somebody listens to it, they can have a similar story just like you, and you attract them by doing that, and then you can bring them into the team, help them grow as well as you're growing.
That's exactly it. And so that's why I just feel this is so important. And while I don't want people to completely forget about our product-based marketing, because our product-based marketing is still valid. It's still decent if you do it the right way. And we're going to talk about more and more about getting people's permission to share something. Because once somebody has indicated, like the Facebook post you put out there the other day, where you were kind of asking people about, if you had the closet full of money, what would you be doing? And people did. I mean, within moments of you posting that, people started responding. That's good news, because that means people want to think about something more positive, right?
Yeah, it's like dream building. That's what we're doing. We're making people dream again with asking them types of questions. I realized that last night. We're starting to help them dream again.
There you have it. There you have it. That's exactly it. And that's part of developing spiritually, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It all fits in with the things that you're talking about here that you just told me were important to you. So, that's an awesome thing. But then when you go back and you look at that post and you look at what people have said or what they have shown you, and now, you ask some more questions, like you had people doing the same thing with you that they did with us. They're talking about, and I want to travel here and I want to travel there. Well, good. You have a solution for travel. But that doesn't mean you just go back and slam them with it. But you can ask them for permission and just say, hey, I happen to have a way that people can get paid to travel, and even to help other people travel. Would you be interested in knowing more? If they say yes, now you give them your iWebitool link with the travel. It's that conversation that we need to have and be able to just expand with people. One thing, the reason I know this works is because of the fact that Don and I still are making money, automatic money, every month from Legal Shield on people that we sold to 15 years ago. And I want you to understand that the main reason that I believe that they've hung with us is because the people we sold that to, they understood our vision. We attracted people who wanted to build more small businesses in the community. And so they understood our vision, and they've stayed. That's what we want. We want to find people. You can work the numbers. God knows you can work the numbers, and the numbers are your friend. And there is definitely formulas out there that says, okay, if you spend so much money on advertising, you're going to bring in so many people, and it's usually not a huge percentage, but you'll get a percentage, and they'll hang with you for a while. But if you never have the opportunity to connect with them, if you never have the opportunity to build a relationship with them, how likely is it that they're going to stay?
Exactly.
They might, but they might not. And like you said, some of the people that you guys have been looking for, they haven't shown up for you to even be able to build a relationship with them. So all
Right.
I'm saying is look at iClub and look at these other things from the other side of the fence and understand that if you build a relationship on the front end and you find people who have a similar vision, a similar pain, a similar path that they want to be going in that's similar to yours, now when you build that team, they're going to hang around. And that's what we want. We want the automatic money. Automatic money does not come from continuing to run the hamster wheel. It comes from building a solid foundation. And that solid foundation is based on relationships, it's based on love, it's based on attraction.
Yes.
Are you feeling it, Mr. Stedman?
Yeah, I got goosebumps all over me.
That means you're feeling it. Oh, I love it. I love it. So that's, I mean, we've already gone through quite a bit here this morning, and I'm glad, because this is the kind of conversation that I've wanted to have on a recording, so that other people can kind of start to allow themselves to have a similar conversation with themselves and understand the importance. We're out here to build a brand that is you. You said it earlier, be you. Well, create a brand that's you and be you in that brand. It is so powerful when you do that. So I'm gonna click through some of these, and we may have already talked about some of these, but just so you can see, singing your song is about you and your story. It's about creating hope. It's your why for being involved in a cause. And you've got a cause there, and it's all about family and spirituality and helping people move from negativity to positivity and darkness to light. That's you. That's your cause. Have you ever thought about that before?
Yes, that's my purpose. That's my mission. That's what I enjoy. That's what I'm really passionate about, because I know that can give momentum to help this whole world out in so many ways. Because I have a lot to offer somebody, so I just need to just let myself out, get away from that shyness, just be you and let yourself out, because people will see it.
Exactly.
They will connect with you.
They absolutely will. So, and when you understand that your cause also, because you have come through so much, because you are an outstanding human being who, I'm going to even bet, I don't have proof of this, but my gut tells me that your success in your business probably has a lot to do with the fact that you built that relationship with your mom.
Absolutely. Wow, Shan. See, that was beautiful, because she helped me, because I started getting into Mark Hamilton's books. Okay, when I used to work with the car sales, and then I got laid off, so I was getting a check every month from unemployment. So that's when I got into Mark Hamilton, and she'd be sitting across the table doing her crossword puzzle books. And then if there was words that I couldn't pronounce, like mysticism, I couldn't pronounce that word in the beginning. She helped me in so many ways. And yes, that inspired me to build my business, because I wanted to see my mom see me doing something big before she passed away. Because she always knew, she said, Donald, if you find whatever's inside of you, it is big, brother. It is big. So just keep on. So yeah, I wanted to do this to show her that I could do something big, and I did.
And that's awesome. I mean, she was an inspiration and motivation for you, but just the fact that you took the time to build the relationship, that's what you do as part of your business every day. You're building relationships. And your mom was kind of a training ground for you to do that.
Yes, she was, absolutely. She made me a strong individual, Shan. She sure did.
And that's amazing, but just don't put all of the glory on her. Understand that you had to be open to learning from her And that is one of the biggest challenges that we as a society has today, is learning how to be quiet, listen, and learn from other people. And so the fact that you became open to that, and you learned from her, and you were able to give and receive love. I mean, oh my goodness, how awesome is that? She helped you to be able to do that. And that, to me, is the space that you come from when you're working in your business. I mean, I get that about you. I feel that very strongly when you talk about how you're working with your customers and how your customers respond to you. How, some of them give you tips without you ever saying such a thing. Some of them decide to feed you lunch. Some of them, I mean, you're always talking about these things. And people would not treat you that way, especially as a business person, unless you were in a space where you were helping people constantly give and receive love. That's amazing.
Yes, that's where it's at, Shan. That's how it's very powerful too.
It is. And that doesn't mean you should be trying to misuse power anywhere, but you do come across genuinely with people when you're in your business. And I know this. I have no doubt about it. So, I just want you to understand that these are all things that you should be proud of yourself for, because you have accomplished things that other people have not accomplished, but that would like to be able to learn from you and be able to accomplish as well. So just understand what your core really is about. It's the developing spiritually. It's about helping to heal relationships, especially in families. And it's about helping people move from the dark into the light. That is your Friday night essence.
Yes. I love it too, Shan. Yes.
So when you're out here, you're singing your song and you start to put out a cause for people to be attracted to, you want to understand you're here to help people with solutions. You're helping to create solutions for healing the heart, developing spiritually, and helping people to develop better relationships. Okay?
Yes. Okay, that's my why. That's my mission and purpose. I got you.
It. And you may not even know for sure how you have the ability to affect other people with relationships, but you do have the ability. And you even could be creating some short videos about it, even if it was mostly storytelling. I bet you've got a pile of stories that you could tell about you building your relationship with your mom, and might even have stories where it might not have been such a good relationship in the beginning, but then conversations that you had, or things that you did together, or whatever, that helped you to be open to receiving love from her and being able to give love back.
Right.
Even something like that, that's a short series of videos that you create just explaining about that evolution process, that becomes educational material for other people to learn from and be able to grow from. Does that make sense?
Yes, I'm going to put that together for us, Shannon. I'll put that out there to where people know how strong sticking to your family and all these other things, how important they are. I'll put that out there. I'll work on that.
All right. I mean, I kind of get the feeling you haven't really thought about that in the past as part of your mission, but does it make more sense now that it might be?
Yeah, because it benefited me, and I know other people are in similar situations, so it would definitely help them.
Yeah, absolutely. So just understand, you are an expert in what you've been through. You have the ability to teach other people based on your experience. Have you ever thought of yourself as a teacher?
Absolutely. I have many times before, Shan. I have.
In this way? Helping people with relationship stuff?
Yes. Helping people, better their own life with their own relationships. Yeah. I mean, I always thought that I'd be a good psychiatrist. I mean, I always thought that I'd be somebody that could listen to somebody and help direct them, give them advice. And, I know I would be good at that without a doubt.
Well,
Just by,
just understand, you might not want to consider yourself being a quote psychiatrist, psychologist kind of thing,
yeah,
because those things end up trapping you in the medical system. That
ooh,
is not is not what you're truly about. Just
right,
understand that you have the ability to help other people heal from that more spiritual perspective. And
gotcha,
that doesn't trap you in somebody's ridiculous medical mess.
right, gotcha.
Okay?
Okay, gotcha.
All right. So be the solutions guy. Be the guy who can help people move from the dark to the light, who can help to rebuild relationships in their lives, and who can help them to develop from a more spiritual place. You be that, and you'll be being you, and you'll be shocked at how you can attract people with either similar passion or attract people who really need what you have.
Right.
Those are important things, right?
Yes, we have to be the example, because
Yes.
if we are that person, other people see that.
Exactly. Exactly. And then, the other thing is to just understand that the products we have, whether they're iClub products or whether they're EME or whether it's something else, the products now become part of your fundraising tools. I mean, I've seen some amazing stories and testimonies out here for you guys with the EME stuff. And as people's bodies are healing, that puts them in a better frame of reference from going from dark to light. And that also helps when people are feeling better physically, then they're more easily able to work on some of these relationships. So just
Absolutely.
understand all of these things are designed to tie together so that, just say that you ended up deciding that you wanted to try to help do some counseling of people who were stuck in relationship issues, and you wanted to take it from a very spiritual and even energy based side of things. You could be doing that, and you can do more of it if more people are engaged in your products. That you got the automatic money coming in, right? So if you
Right.
now have got more and more automatic money coming in from iClub, that frees you up to be able to spend more time helping people, whether they can pay you to help them or not, right?
Yeah, I would do it just to help them anyway. If they could pay me, that'd be fine. But if not, I'm making money on the other end, and my mission is to help them regardless. So whatever would be clever. I'm a easygoing, workable type person.
Right, right. But just understand that if you all of a sudden became this really popular guy that, people wanted help from, the more of the automatic money you're building through iClub, the more you don't have to spend as much time cleaning windows, right?
Exactly, exactly. That's my whole mission, is get this up to par where I'm making, where I can, like you said, I'll have so much time. I'll be able to hire people. I'll keep Streak Free going because it's
Mhm.
something special that I've built.
Yeah.
Keep that income going. But yes, get that being, keep it growing with other people doing it. Why
Mhm.
I have time on this end to free up my time to be able to start helping and, inspire people and, you
Mhm.
know,
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, I think you got the picture. And see, when you start being able to utilize different automatic money streams, and you're right, if you get to a place where you can hire more people to do the window cleaning and you're doing less of it, now you're getting more automatic money from that as well.
yes,
And so now as you get yourself more into that space and you'll be able to go out here and help more people whether they can pay you or not, now do you understand how we are actually bringing the 12 visions world to the planet?
yeah. And the sea of you.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. That's what I'm talking about. Can you see yourself doing that?
Absolutely. I'm actually already doing it. I actually see
Really?
doing it at this moment every day when I go out, and just my energy. People are benefiting just because of who I am. I'm a a decent person. I'm sincere. I'm humble. And you don't need to go out there and try to boast and brag and say you can do this, that, da 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 da. Because
Yep.
if you are that person, people see that, and
Yep.
that's what makes you more of a respectable person. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. And you're right. But, as you start to engage in finding different places where you can be helping people to heal families and such, in your own special way, that becomes your brand that will make an even bigger difference. And you're right, we'll be bringing the whole sea of you right onto the planet. So,
mhm.
I mean, are you getting excited about any of this?
I am, Shane. You got me smiling from ear to ear.
Good. That's what I like. That's what I like. So yes, and I include this little slide in here. Singing your song is not focusing on the horrors your clients have been through. It's more about helping them to understand how you've overcome barriers in your life and how you can help them. It's not about trying to convince people to support your cause. It's about sifting through and finding people who are willing. It's it's not about selling products as a primary focus. It's about encouraging people to take a look at what products you've got that can help them in their journey while helping you to fund being able to help people who can't pay you. And it
Right.
certainly is not about stalking, harassing, or begging anyone to be a part of your cause or your business activity. Don and I still joke about Walmart tacklers. There's so many people in network marketing who go out here and look for places to tackle people in parking lots. And to me, that is just, it gives us all a bad name. People don't like to be tackled in parking lots.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So,
Like
we're
you know,
trying to do something a little bit different here, and it's much more in alignment with what we've been taught in terms of honest, ethical business, right?
right, absolutely.
That's the whole thing. So, and when you get into the idea of singing your song or being you or creating your personal brand online, it is about a website that's about you and your personal mission, which can also include a lead capture page for recruiting people to your mission. This is where iWebAtool comes in a big way. Singing your song is about creating possible training programs for those who share your mission, who might want to replicate what you're doing. That goes back to what I was talking about for you. Even if it was just creating a series of videos that, become a training tool for other people to be able to replicate some of what you want to do, being able to create those online is huge. There was a time where we couldn't reach as many people, and just the whole internet thing has made it so that we can, and we should be sharing our knowledge. It's like one of my favorite analogies is, you may not be a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but you've overcome some things through experience that means you're an expert in that space. And I want you to think of yourself about that, because it's kind of the same as the difference between a kindergartner and a fifth grader. To a kindergartner, a fifth grader is God in terms of what they know, because they know way more than the kindergartner does.
Right.
So just understand, you know way more about relationship building already than what most people do out here, because there's so many dysfunctional families. Get that?
Yes, I got that. That's
Okay. So, and you can also have a separate website or a page about your project or cause. If you were to create some short videos where you're just telling stories about you and your mom and what you learned from her and how she helped you, you could put those videos up on a web page and direct people there and say, here's free training for you. And then being able to have your various fundraising tools, which are your products and services, which right now absolutely includes streak-free window cleaning. It includes your EME. It includes iWebAtool. It includes travel program. It includes all the things that iClub encompasses. These now become your products and services and that help to fund your FNE, your mission. Got that?
Got that.
All right. And then I talked about singing your song offline as well, because, you know, we've talked about you getting out here and networking with people. I'm not sure you've done it yet, but I absolutely still am going to tell people they need to be looking on meetup.com and figuring out where they can go and meet some new people. So singing your song offline includes having a 30-second elevator pitch focused on your cause and mission, not your products, and being able to just say, hey, I'm on a mission out here to help more families be able to build better relationships and learn how to love each other again. You know, I mean, something as simple as that, people are either going to resonate with that or they're not. And it's okay, because if they don't resonate with that, that's not somebody you really want to continue talking to. But if somebody goes, oh my God, how are you doing that? You know, okay, well, now you've got somebody with interest and somebody to talk to.
Yes.
And, you know, learning to communicate your value in the business community. How are you benefiting them? That's another good question for people to think about. For most of us, you know, if you were focused on relationship building, help them to understand, you know, I understand that one of the big problems in business these days is that people are not building, you know, they're not able to communicate very well. They'd rather fight than you know, build good relationships. Businesses are made and broken on relationships every day, and you know that.
Yep.
So you can communicate in the business community and let them know, hey, I'm going to help people learn how to be more loving and be able to communicate better with each other and build better relationships, and that benefits you, the business owner, too. Now you're starting in the business community, helping them to understand why they should want to support your efforts, right?
Right.
And learn to ask the questions to individuals and to business owners. Find out how your mission can serve them. Ask them questions about where their difficulties are. You know, ask them, hey, so, you know, do all your employees communicate really well? Are they all really good relationship builders? You know, you definitely can be asking those kinds of questions and just say, well, that's part of my world of what I'm doing out here. And, you know, I also do a lot of things to raise funds to allow me to do more of it. Don and I have put together a rather unique business card now. Next time I see you, I'll give you one just so you can see it, because it's got me on one side of the card. It's actually a card that folds. So it's a folding business card. It's got me on one side, it's got him on the other. And when you open it up, it shows all the different products and services we offer that are helping us to fulfill our mission of health, wealth, and peace on the planet.
Wow. That's incredible, Shan.
So, you know, and a lot of people still don't fully understand what we're talking about because many of them are not integrated thinkers. That's what we've been trained to be, is integrated thinkers. So you just, when you ask questions, you'll find something that, in fact, one of the best questions we've found to ask people when we're out networking is, so what's the biggest challenge you're dealing with in your life right now? And then, depending on all the different products and services we have, we can explain to them, you know, hey, we might have something that could be helpful for that. That's what you want to do. Be a solution provider, right?
Right. I like that. That way about going about it is the right way. That's the only way, really. Like you said, shoving the products down their throat. No. You use, like you said, the question, and that question is actually going to be bringing them towards what you're initially going after.
And just asking people where their biggest challenge is right now is huge. Because, like, Don just got a shirt. You didn't get your shirt down here, do you? No. We just got him a shirt. We got it done through Vistaprint. because he really wants to be promoting longevity right now. But the shirt it's a purple shirt, and on it says health, wealth, peace. And then underneath it is our website for longevity. So,
Wow.
so you can ask people if you're out networking, so what's the most important of these three things to you right now? Your health, your wealth, or your peace? And based on what they tell you, now you know what to talk to them about. If they talk about health, well, we've got a whole health solution that Fred put together for us that we can offer to people. And so we can talk to them about health. If it's more about building wealth, it's like, okay, well, we're building teams right now, multiple teams, to help people build more automatic money that becomes your wealth. Would you like to talk about that? Or if it's more of peace they want, well, okay, peace can be everything from Fred's process that we've learned that helps people to have less anxiety to peace of mind that can come from Legal Shield. So just figuring out what is some key questions to be asking people, and then when they tell you what their biggest challenge is, then you're able to provide a solution out of your toolbox.
Exactly. Wow. See, that's worth $1 million right there, just knowing that, Shan. Because if you listen, they're going to tell you how to help them, how to sell them, whatever. If you just listen, most people are just talking, but if you actually learn to listen, they'll tell you how to help them.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And that's why, that's exactly what brought Don and I into longevity, is because somebody's mentor told him he needed to learn to listen. Oh, that's the thing. And that's what we're missing. Everybody out here, when you put something out on Facebook, and it's a question, and people start answering the question. Why are they answering the question? Because they want people to hear them. That's all it's about, is people want to be listened to. And so when you ask a question, people stop and they want to be heard. People want to be heard so bad that they have forgotten how to stop and listen to other people. But the more you listen to other people, the more people will listen to you.
To you? Wow. That's exactly right. It's not one way, that's for sure. You got to be able to play both ends of it.
You have to, and you've got to be the one who, again, we're trying to set a standard, trying to create a new business model here that people can relate to. And so you've got to be able to ask questions and then shut up and listen. It's such a basic thing, but everybody wants to, and it's like, no, back up.
Right. You end up telling you'll have it, where they're convinced, but you'll keep on talking and end up not convincing them. They're so aggravated at the end because you didn't know when to stop.
That's exactly right. And that's exactly what happens to people. It is exactly right. Stephen Covey, I don't know if you've ever read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, but it's actually a pretty good read. I actually love one of his habits, and that relates totally to this conversation. And that habit is seek first to understand and then be understood. So if you're going to try to take the time to understand somebody first, you got to ask and you got to listen.
That's it.
So that's as simple as it gets. And just understand, everything we're talking about here, we're talking about cause-related marketing. That is the official name of it. It's focusing initially. If somebody wants to ask you about something, focus initially on the cause, your purpose, your mission, your Friday night essence. That's why Don's got health, wealth, and peace on a t-shirt. That's our cause. That's our big cause. And it just so happens we have the way to be able to help with health, wealth, and peace in different ways. And I've kind of taken up the side of the cause more on, I'm here to end poverty, make all the people rich, including the poor. So that's kind of a sub piece of everything that we're doing. So Don's focused a little more on one side, I'm a little more on the other. That's why we have a business card with him on one side and me on the other. And
You got bang. You got bang.
Yeah, we're integrating. It's a good thing. And just know that it can. When you focus on your cause, your mission, your Friday Night Essence, you can and should involve multiple products and services to sell to support your cause. And it does require a consultant mindset. Just what we were talking about. Ask questions, find out what their needs are or their wants, and then match people up to the products and services they need.
Wow.
Be the consultant. And just know, and we're going to talk more about this in our last session, not going to get into it too deep, but I will tell you that when you talk about your cause, you can also talk to other people about becoming silent investors in your cause and use that as a way to help others join your team. We're actually getting ready to do a meetup meeting on October 3rd where we're going to talk to people about joining one of our fundraising teams and being a silent investor in somebody who can't afford to join.
I
Think
like
about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we will definitely talk more about that in the future. All right, now let's see. I do want to go just a little bit further into some of this, just a little bit more into the idea of what we're doing online and some of the ways to go about doing it. So when we're talking about putting out our Friday Night Essence, our cause and such out here online, those personal pages don't have to be fancy. And that's one of the things I love about iWebAtool. We have the ability to take several of those pages and make them ours, make them totally be branded to us about who we are. And they don't have to be fancy. I get so tired of, I'm not in that space of everything's got to look just perfect or else I'm not putting it out here. No, I want people to have it out here to be you. That's the important thing in my mind is I want people to just be speaking from the heart and being you. That's the main purpose of these web pages and what we should be doing with iWebAtool. And people should be telling their story, the reason for your cause. Donald, if you don't do a new video that explains about this expanded version of who you are, about wanting to help heal families and helping people develop spiritually and moving from the darkness to the light, that's the video I want from you on your iWebAtool.
All right.
I've been telling you for a long time you needed a new video. Are you getting the picture now about what it should look like?
Yes, absolutely.
Because you can speak from passion in that. I have no doubt. No doubt you can speak from passion in that and be able to attract some people through that. And then having the lead capture in the email list, to be able to go back to people and, be able to introduce them to products and, fundraising for your mission, your cause. And, and lead capture and email lists for recruiting. So you can have two different lead capture and email lists, one that's more products oriented, one that's more for recruiting. And the beautiful thing is with iWebAtool, we got them all. You've got a separate lead capture page in there for every dang product. So if you go back to your Facebook feed where you were asking those questions, and you go back and you look for the people who said, oh, I want to travel here and I want to travel there, you can have more of a conversation with them about, traveling, and just let them know that you have the ability to make them a travel agent. Most people have no idea that they can become a travel agent for $25. And Jeff Eaters just put out a new video. Did you see it yesterday? Where he's talking specifically It's a 4-minute video talking specifically about making people a travel agent. So
I didn't see it yet, Shan, but I'll get back in there and look at his videos and find it. That sounds interesting because, you know, it's such an attractive thing, the travel club, you know. I mean, it's like, wow, you know, who could say no to it, you know?
well, that's exactly it. And for the number of people out here who want to be traveling, if they did nothing other than purchase iWebAtool, purchase the travel program, and then use the iWebAtool pages to promote the travel program, they could be building a fund for traveling.
Wow, to fund their mission, their purpose, their
Exactly. But if all they can see initially is the fact that they need a fund to be able to travel, well, good, give them that. You know, we have a solution for that. And
yes,
then we want them to learn how to find their Friday night essence and how to create a cause and a mission around it. But you meet people where they are. And if the only thing you can get them to talk about is travel initially, then give them travel.
there you go.
You know, and then we offer training like this. And that's why, you know, these training segments I'm doing with you guys are being recorded and they're on YouTube. And for the time being, they're going to stay public. So you can share them with other people. So if you find somebody who really wants to work on developing a mission to be helping out here in the world, you're going to have a resource to send them to. Okay?
Yes, thank you, Shan.
So just know that, you know, you can use your lead capture and create the email list for products, or you've got your lead capture and email list for recruiting, who are people who will feel you and want to join your cause, either because they need your help or because they have a similar cause and they want to work with you to get that cause out to more people. Those are the reasons people will join your team and stay. Okay?
Yes.
Want a good, solid team. This is the core of it. And there's nobody in network marketing teaching what I'm teaching. I know this. And I know that it will shift the industry and be able to help people create more stable teams.
Yes, absolutely.
Now,
Yep.
some people will take a website and add a blog to it as a way to be able to have email material and such. And, you know, Jeff has already given us in a lot of the iWebAtools, we were looking at them last night, autoresponder emails. But if you decided you wanted to create your own set of emails that could be attached to your personal mission webpage, we can do that. We can help you do that. And then people, once they join through your page, will start to hear some of your story and why you're doing what you're doing, and inviting them to be part of your mission and explaining to them how they can actually become part of your fundraising team or becoming an investor of people that you're working to help. So all of these things become email information that you can create your own autoresponder if you want to. And some people actually recommend doing mini blogs on Facebook, because this is one of the things that you can do to attract people to you on Facebook that could become good prospects for you. Do little mini blogs that's talking about some aspect of your purpose, passion, and mission.
Okay.
You know, and just see if you get people responding. That's a cue. People who respond, if you put out something out there about, and I've seen you do some of this recently, and I was actually really pleased to see you doing it, talking about the difference between focusing on the negative versus focusing on the positive, and the difference between the dark and the light, and all of this kind of stuff. Just creating some of those little mini posts. And if you can find, oh God, there's so many websites out there now that allow you to pull images that you can put out there as part of it. You can find images of some sort that relate to what you're talking about, and you put that out there. People are more attracted to the images than just things that are in writing. Although I will say that Facebook with their recent addition of putting those colored backgrounds in your posts, people do see those right now. Now, eventually, they'll probably go numb to those as well, because that's what's happening. Is people's brains get all excited about something new, and then they go numb. So, I don't know if those colored backgrounds will continue to work, but right now they are. But just think about, if you were going to try to create information that you would put into your own training material, your own class of some sort, and being about building good relationships, what would you put in some of that material based on your personal knowledge and what you learned from your mom and what you've learned as being a business owner out here washing windows? You've got knowledge other people need. And just putting little bits of that knowledge into these mini blogs and seeing who responds, those are going to be people that can become leads for you. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So just think about that in terms of whatever you're putting out on Facebook and making it about you, making it about the kind of people that you want to attract to you, and just see who shows up. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And then, of course, I always say videos can simplify things. And this is one of the reasons I love iWebAtool so much, because it used to be very few people really knew how to create a video and do something with it. Now, I mean, you've done it. You can create the first time you created a video that went in iWebAtool, you came here and did it on my laptop. But now you can create your own video right there with your phone, or you do have a laptop you could use to do it too. And you know from your phone you can easily upload it into YouTube, because you got a YouTube app and it's connected to your Gmail account. So as long as you're logged into your Gmail account, you use your YouTube app, boom, you can put any video up there, and then those videos go into iWebAtool very easily. So that's the beautiful thing is, whatever we're doing on the web, we don't have to do a ton of text. And if we get into a ton of text, people aren't reading it. They watch more videos than read text. And I'm guilty of this one, and I'm probably going to have to start challenging myself on this one now. I have not used Facebook Live yet, but I'm going to, because that's another thing is just doing short Facebook Lives and talking from your heart, talking about your purpose, your passion, what you're here to do. Look and see who responds to your Facebook Lives.
Wow. Yeah, that's a very powerful tool too. Wow. See, we got so many powerful tools now. It's just amazing. So,
it is, but we got to use them in the right context.
Yes.
That's the whole thing, is use them in the right context. Use them to showcase you, to be a little bit vulnerable and share a little bit about yourself, and let people know that you're here wanting to help other people and be able to help them in a way that only you can do, because it's based on your experiences. You are an expert on your experiences. Okay? Remember that.
Gotcha.
All right. And you can invite people to be part of your mission. And of course, some notes on video fear, because there are some people who get really wound up about the idea of getting on video. Oh my God. In fact, just before I got on Zoom, I had a call from somebody who she still thinks she's got to come over here and do her videos, but it's okay. That's what she wants to do. I'm more than happy to help her. A video does not have to be great to get results. It's more about being you than being extremely polished. And you're pretty good at being you on video. You've done it. So, that's an amazing thing. And if somebody's really, really nervous about creating a video, you can always have someone interview you. That can be very effective. So, and we can do that even on the Zoom platform. It's pretty easy to be able to do that. And for the extremely fearful, there are such things as animated videos like Animoto or using PowerPoint slides with audio. And I'm trying to see, I think I've got that up here somewhere. Yeah. So that was one of the first videos I ever did was, I created PowerPoint slides about me being on a mission to end poverty, looking for individuals and business owners who want to get paid to help raise funds. So this really is a recruiting page that I created before I ever had iWebAtool. And, this whole thing is just, it doesn't show me in it at all. It's all PowerPoint slides with me speaking in audio in the background. So that's a type of video that can be done too. If somebody's just too darn scared to do something on their own, we have a way to be able to work with them and help them. So just like to make mention. So that's the thing. It's all about helping people get people out of what they think they can't do and help them figure out what they can do.
They can do, exactly. Because remember how long you were telling me about, YouTube with, I already have a YouTube channel, how long it took me. And then when I realized it, how simple it was, and it's like, I waited this long. we do that. We stop our own success with our own fear. But when you realize how simple it was like, it's like boom, boom, boom.
Exactly. And for a lot of people, they don't know what they don't know. I just taught a class at a mental health counseling organization. And it was really kind of wild because this one young gal, she was like, she told me she had started writing a book. And I said, well, why haven't you finished? And she said, because my file on my computer is like locked up and I can't get into it anymore. And she said, and I don't have money to be able to publish it. I said, who in the world told you you had to have money to publish a book? Well, this person told me that, and this person told me that. And I said, no. So I showed her the free software that she could download on her laptop from OpenOffice. That allowed her to be able to get back into her file. And so now she's writing again. And, then I showed her CreateSpace.com. I said, I published my book. It cost me $0 through CreateSpace. And she's like, oh my God, I didn't know that. So now she has a free account on CreateSpace and she's going to get that thing published.
Wow.
So that's what most people don't understand is that a lot of times it's just we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you finally realize what you didn't know before, you're like, wow, your eyes open.
That's it. But if we don't learn how to ask questions, be quiet, and listen, do we ever get that additional knowledge?
No, because we're not able to sit and listen, and we're just. You ever talk to somebody and they're just talking? I mean, they ain't even really listening to what you're saying. They're just. Yeah.
Well, and I truly believe that becomes a difficulty in a lot of marriages and such. But yeah, I mean, there's some people that you get on the phone with them. And you could literally put the phone down and come back 20 minutes later and they're still talking.
Yeah.
I won't name names, but I've met some.
Me too.
So anyways, and of course we have a lot of people who say, but I don't know how to build websites or pages. Well, okay. So in this class, I definitely recommend 2 simple tools. And, for the people I'm working with most, definitely the iWebAtool, because we have 35 lead capture pages all set up there that, at least 30 of them, you don't even have to do anything except start promoting them unless you want to buy a domain name to attach to them. That is amazing. Those are simple tools up and running immediately. And of course, what I showed you on the website, this is a website that I built with Weebly, and it's not that hard to build. So if somebody really wants to do something online, you know, Weebly is free initially. If you want advanced things, or you want to have a domain name that is embedded in it, it'll cost you a little bit. But I still don't pay anything for this website, and I've had it for 10 years. So, you know, and it's very functional because it's a website that I can actually sell my book on. You know, I'm actually able to, I can send them to CreateSpace here, or I can sell my digital copy of my book. And right here, this will take people to PayPal, and I can use a credit card. And oh, by the way, I can even accept Bitcoin for payment now.
I see that. Wow.
So all of that is able to be done right through here. And on a page like this, I can't think of where I actually have one that I could easily access. But if you had an ebook that you wanted to give away through an iWebitool, you could create an additional page on a website like this. And I actually did that for Rick Nabe initially. I put his ebook up on one of my pages so that he could attach his iWebitool to it. Well, once he saw how I did that, he figured out how to do it himself, and he went and attached to one of his own websites. But that's the thing, I can create a page for somebody where they can have a download page with their ebook on it, and we can attach it to their iWebitool. So that's another thing, is you can use something like Weebly with iWebitool and have a very powerful system where you can do a lot of things, including being able to accept all kinds of currency.
Wow. That's another good marketing item. Yes.
It is, absolutely. So, you know, so those are great. Do more with videos, less with text. I believe that wholeheartedly. Focus on building the email list and building relationships through email. That's another whole piece that we can get into a separate training on. But again, if you look at what Jeff Evers has done in your iWebitool back office in terms of the autoresponder emails he's already created, it'll give you some ideas about being able to create your own autoresponder emails. And, you know, we can even use Facebook Messenger in the same way that we do an email list. Again, when you see somebody in your Facebook feed that is responding to questions that you've put out there, you can go to Messenger and just say, hey, I saw that you were interested in travel. You know, may I share information with you about how you could become a travel agent, and it only costs you 25 bucks. Now, that's called asking permission. You know, you don't just go into Messenger and slam them with a link. You ask them permission. And if they say yes, great. If they say no, well, then you move on. But it is a good tool to be able to use, and you can send to multiple people. You know how to do that. But again, ask permission first before you share some of your specific information with them. And people are impressed when you do that, because most people don't do that. Okay?
Absolutely. Yeah, I like that approach, Shan. That's a really good one.
Yeah. So
Really?
let's see. And how do I get people to join my email list? Well, quite honestly, it's all about what they call offering an ethical bribe. And for Jeff Evers, when you look at his the websites that are already set up, he gives you an introduction video. Just take the travel program as an example. He gives you an introduction video on the front page. It's only about a minute. His ethical bribe is, if you want to understand the details of it, give me your name and your email, and I'll give you the details on the next page. So that is how he does an ethical bribe. And then on that same page is your sign-up link if somebody decides they want to do it right away. For others, an ethical bribe may be an educational piece that you do. It's like Rick wanting to be able to connect a free download about No Hype Hope. That's what his mission is all about, is No Hype Hope. And so he had an ebook that he wanted to be able to give away. That becomes an ethical bribe that you say, okay, well, here's my mission, here's my purpose, here's what I'm about. And if you'll give me your name and your email address, I'll take you to a download page where you can get this free ebook that's going to help you to do this, this, and this. So that's another way to get people to join your email list. Give away something of value in return for them joining your list.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay?
Yes.
And if you're recruiting for a fundraising team, it's not necessarily a difficult thing. If you help them understand, they're going to get paid to help you raise funds for what you're doing. If people think you're going to pay them to do something, then they'll oftentimes give you their contact information and a whole lot more. So, that's the thing. And that's part of what my mission is out here with the 12 Visions Party and just teaching people a new way to be able to do cause-related work is to encourage people to understand it's okay to become a paid fundraiser to help in a cause. Anybody who joined your iClub team, if they're working seriously with you, they're going to get paid while they're helping to raise funds for their mission, which is also helping to raise funds for your mission. So in effect, they become a paid fundraiser.
Yeah.
You
So
know, it's a win-win, yes.
Win-win.
And that's an amazing thing because most people go out here and volunteer to be fundraisers. They don't get paid to do it. And it's great if they're helping and they feel good about doing it. But what about the people who have their own cause, their own mission they want to raise funds for? Let's make it a win-win.
Exactly.
Not that difficult. And, there's a whole class that could be put together on this right now, but I'll just touch base on it today is how do I promote and get traffic to my lead capture pages? There's only two ways. All prospects are either found by spending your time or spending your money, and you get to choose. And I know you and Henry and maybe even Teresa have been experimenting with spending your money. And it's been working to a degree, and that's a good thing. I heard Henry last night say, I just wish that I could get the income up high enough so it covered the cost of my investment. And that is one of the most intelligent things that anybody can say, because that's the whole thing is you want whatever your income, you want to be able to cover that investment. And if you're spending way more money than you're making right now, well, maybe it makes more sense to be spending a little more of your time and a little less of your money. So that's where going out there and putting a Facebook question out, seeing who responds, and then working on building that relationship and being a value provider to them, that takes money. I mean, time, but not money. That takes time, but not money. So if you spend a little more time, you might actually find you can improve the quality of some of the people you work with, people who want to hang around, and you don't have to spend as much of your money. And I will be doing more experimenting out here with spending a little bit of money on some things somewhere along the line. But right now, I'm focused on the free. Craigslist, I actually had an ad on Craigslist before looking for people to become paid professional fundraisers. And I got a bunch of people. There's a ton of rules on Craigslist, though. And if you don't take the time to kind of learn about the rules and see if you can find a way to put a post out there, it used to be free to put out job listings. And that's what I did. Now, I think some of that has changed too. But there may still be a way to go out there and put something out there for free. But again, many rules. Craigslist will dump you if you're not following their rules. But just know that if you're putting out something as a job, looking for paid professional fundraisers, you might be able to get something out there and receive some very interesting leads. The only problem is a lot of them are looking for hourly pay, And so, you know, you have to tell people right up front, this is commission based, you know, it's only when you raise funds that we all get paid. So, you know, but it's an option to experiment with, and I will probably be starting to experiment with that again in the very near future. And then email campaigns, they don't cost anything. Messenger campaigns, again, find a group of people who have been responding to your Facebook posts and do a group message to them. But again, do it from a place of, this is my cause, this is my mission. I'm looking for people who might want to be part of my mission. If that's you, let me know. I'll send you some information. Or, hey, I've got a bunch of products that I'm using to help fund my mission. You know, I saw you mention you want to be involved in travel. Can I send you, you know, a link to my travel program? You know, doing that kind of stuff through Messenger is fine, but ask permission before you send them information. LinkedIn,
Okay.
I've done this on LinkedIn before too. And that's one place I need to go back to and do this again. Lots of people I know on LinkedIn. I wouldn't do this as much with people I don't know because it comes across as just flat out spam. But with people on LinkedIn I do know, I can go to them and I can create a whole list that I create a message for and just say, hey guys, this is my mission. This is what I'm doing right now. And I would love to know, is this something that resonates with you? Would you have any interest in helping me with this mission? You could help by this mission by purchasing one of our products that's helping to fund the mission. Or you could help by being an investor and helping somebody that we're serving in this mission. Or you could get involved and help fund your own mission while you're helping to fund mine. What if this sounds interesting? Let me know and I will send you some additional information. So as long as you ask people permission up front before you get into spewing tons of information, you're usually going to be okay. And just start with social media that you already know and you already enjoy and see what you can do with it.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yes.
So next week, you know, you've done pretty well today, Mr. Stedman. You've had an hour and a half personal coaching session.
Well, thank you, Shan.
And I heard you say at one point, that's worth $1 million right there. So thank you. I'm going to say this was worth $1 million. Now I know what I should really be charging.
Yes.
But anyhow, everybody who was supposed to be here today has received a form that is about putting down information for creating your next video or your first video if you haven't done one yet. And actually, I'm really grateful that you were here today, Donald, and we were able to record all of this because I think people are going to start to understand better what your personal brand needs to consist of and how to put it out here in the marketplace. Because I was able to ask you all the questions and help you kind of start to put that package together of what yours looks like, right?
Yes.
Okay. So go to those forms that you got today in your email, download it, fill it out, and, you know, even if you have to just write it on a separate piece of paper, if you can't print it out, put down your answers to that. And I'm going to challenge everybody to try doing a video between now and next Saturday. And if not, then we're going to use Zoom right here and give people the opportunity to record a video right here through Zoom. Okay?
Wow. Yes, I like that.
So, you know, bring any question you have about what you think should go on a web page, or how should you, you know, based on your cause, your mission, your Friday night essence, how to best do something. Don't be afraid to experiment this week. You know, Mark Hamilton does that all the time. When he sends out letters to people, he does what he calls a split run. He'll have 2 different letters that he puts out there, marketing letters, and he looks to see which one gets him the most results. That's exactly what we have to do in this process as well, is we know what our mission is, We know how we can help people. We know what our hobbies are that we might be able to incorporate in some of that. And, we got an idea of what our message is. Now we want to start experimenting and asking different kinds of questions related to our mission to see what kind of responses we get. And when we get those responses, now you've got something to work with. And even if it ends up being just going to somebody after they've responded to a question you put out there and saying, hey, send them a private message and say, I'd really love to have a conversation with you based on what I saw you wrote on my post. Here's my phone number. Are you willing to give me a call? And just see. That's a good way to find out where somebody might fit in your mission as well. Make sense?
Yes, definitely, Shan. That's powerful stuff.
All right. Well, I'm going to hope and pray that we get more people on the Zoom next Saturday, because, again, I'd really like it to be a group coaching session where people can come and say, okay, here's my video. Tell me what you think. And we can all get into, kind of helping to give ideas about, or just say, bravo, that's a great video just the way it is. Or if we need to be recording them as part of next week's session, we'll do that. Because it doesn't make any sense to go any further. If I can't get y'all to at least record a video, stick it in an iWebitool and let's start playing with it. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. And I'll work on, making sure that there's more people on here next Saturday.
Well, again, understand this is a process we're building on. So quite honestly, unless somebody goes to my YouTube channel and goes through the first 2 weeks of video and is willing to fill out the 2 worksheets, then that's fine if they're here next Saturday. But if they haven't done any of that, then it doesn't make sense for them to be here because they won't understand what we're doing.
Exactly. I got you.
All right, sir. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for your time, and hopefully I've given you some things to get excited about.
Yes, you did, Shan. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's all about growing and evolving with one another and build, because that's what we're good at, and help everyone in this at the same time.
That's it. We're going to bring that 12 Visions world into being, by gosh, one way or another.
Yes.
All right, sir. Well, you have a wonderful weekend, and I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
Yes. Thank you, Shannon. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
All right. Take care.